wreck most people.
Ever wondered what the craziest jobs in the world are? We did too. So here are the top 10 weird jobs that pay well. 10. Elevator inspector. We're all lazy, we hate to take the stairs, we lie and say that we do, we even post how many steps we took every day on Facebook. However, who's going to walk up 20 flights of steps when there's a perfectly good elevator? Well, there's actually a person who inspects the elevator to make sure it's running fine. Can you imagine getting stuck in an elevator on your way to a job interview? How about getting stuck on the 10th floor when you're supposed to be getting married? This stuff really happens. This is why people are paid big money to make sure elevators work. Elevator inspectors make over $60,000 a year. You don't have to go to college to be an elevator inspector either. You just have to get all the state certifications and licenses required. You'll also get to inspect escalators and wheelchair lifts. Oh, and you'll be the guy who's making sure the walking pavements at the airports are working properly. By the way, what's with all the walking pavements? That is for the truly lazy. And here I felt bad for taking the elevator. 9. Bingo manager. It's hard to believe, but bingo managers actually make about $61,000 a year. Can you imagine getting paid to call out bingo numbers to a bunch of old ladies every day? Well, bingo managers do a bit more than that, but you catch our drift. The bingo manager approves jackpots and payouts. A lot of them work for casinos and cruise lines. Others work for nursing homes or resorts. Almost any place that offers bingo needs a good bingo manager. This could be you. It's not a very hard job to do. You just have to be willing to do the same thing day in and day out. You need about 5 years experience calling bingo before you can apply to be a bingo manager. But how hard can that be? Just go to an early bird special, ask the ladies where the closest bingo hall is, and sign up. You'll be calling out 069 in no time at all. 8. PortaPotty Driver. Now here's a job that stinks. Did you ever wonder how all those porta potties get to concerts and football games? Someone has to bring them there, right? Yep, and those people make $54,000 a year to do it. Their job is to drive porta potties back and forth to different venues. The job isn't easy though. You deliver about 60 pots a day and have to climb in and out of your truck at least 60 times. You'll have to be able to lift more than 75 pounds. You gotta do this all day long. And the bad part is, you're gonna drive them back after they're full too. You can't just empty them out on someone's lawn or in a swimming pool, as much fun as that would be. You have to get them back to their warehouse so they can be emptied and sanitized, only to be filled right back up with crap the next day. It pays well, but it's a shitty job. Literally. 7. Bounty hunter. Have you ever seen that show, Dog the Bounty Hunter? Well, he's real. And there are a lot of guys and gals just like him. When criminals don't show up at court, they're declared a fugitive. If a bail bondsman posted bond for them, they're gonna want to get their money back. The only way to do that is to find you and haul your butt back to jail. Bounty hunters have a very dangerous job. They're dealing with criminals who tend to carry guns and aren't afraid to use them. But some criminals aren't really dangerous, they're just stupid. For every armed robber you chase down, there will be just as many meth addicts who are wanted for drug possession. If you aren't afraid of confrontation and are willing to drive all over the country looking for fugitives, being a bounty hunter might be right up your alley. Most make 6 figures. It really just depends on how hard and how fast you want to work. Just remember, you gotta pay for your own gas, truck, and insurance. If you're not very good at your job, you won't make much money. And, if you want, you can even wear your hair like dog. 6. Crime scene cleaner. Have you ever watched those crime shows where the killer sprays blood all over the walls and the victim's guts are seeping through the carpet? Well, of course you have. Did you ever wonder who cleans all that up? It's not as if they knock the house down after the murder. Usually the family either stays in the house or sells it. So somebody's gotta clean up all this mess. This may be one of the grossest jobs on our list. In fact, it's such a gnarly job, the government doesn't even have a category for it. They just list it under hazardous materials jobs. When they can't find anyone to do the job, they usually use prisoners eager to get out of their cell for a few hours. You don't need a college degree for this job, but you do need to get special certifications. Crime scene cleaners make about $75,000 a year, but some make a lot more. 5. Embalmers. People shudder when asked if they'd ever want to be a funeral director. But can you imagine being the person who actually embalms the bodies? Their job is to make the deceased look as good as possible for their funeral. Families want to say goodbye to their loved one and know that they look their best when they head into the afterlife. Embalmers are responsible for exchanging body fluids for formaldehyde. They are also the people who dress the body and do the hair and makeup. The hardest part of this job is dealing with death and dying every day. It can take a real toll on a person. People who do their job can expect to make about $70,000. Embalmers do have to go to school, most need a degree in mortuary services. There are also special certifications you have to get every 2 years to stay current, but this is far from a dead-end job. 4. Cartographer. Despite what your cell phone may think, people do still read maps. Someone's got to design and create these maps. People who make maps are called cartographers. It's a very unique job and not a whole lot of people know about it. It takes a special kind of person to sit alone and draw maps all day. They've got to understand topography and distances. They even have to have great attention to detail. It's definitely not the job for anyone who can't stay still for hours on end. Some cartographers can make over $100,000 a year, but even the mediocre ones can make $60,000. You do need a bachelor's degree in math, geography, or cartography. Some states require even further training to be a licensed cartographer. You gotta figure, people are depending on you when they need a map. This isn't the kind of job where you can make mistakes. Once a map is published, you can't just send out a recall. People could get lost or drive off a cliff if you make a mistake. This is why the job requires a degree and certifications. 3. Professional hacker. This is the perfect job for computer geeks. Companies actually pay professionals to hack their computer programs so they can find out where they need to beef up security. Obviously, you need a degree in IT or computer programming to be a professional hacker. Although some companies prefer to hire retired black hat hackers. These are the guys and girls who dig deep into the networks and hack even the most secure websites. Who better to learn from than the best? Just like the FBI hires counterfeiters, companies hire professional hackers. The average salary is crazy high at over $150,000 a year. The good thing is, you'll always have a job. As long as you can stay one step ahead of the non-professional hackers, you'll always be in demand. Many professional hackers work as consultants, so they work for themselves. They get hired by a bunch of different companies to hack into their computer programs. 2. Bedwarmer. Do you like to sleep? Do you enjoy lying in bed all snuggled up under the covers? If so, this may be an ideal job for you. You can become a professional bedwarmer. These people earn about $200,000 a year. That's more than most CEOs. Doctors and lawyers have to work years before they can make this kind of money. Imagine getting paid to do what you wish you could do every day. Lay in bed and do nothing but be comfy. Surprisingly, if you fit the bill, people will hire you to warm up their bed. Clearly, you've got to wonder what kind of person would pay someone else to warm up their bed. We imagine they insist that you be clean and well-groomed. I can't imagine they would want a sweaty, stinky person who hasn't showered in a week hopping into their bed at night. If the sheets are clean and the pillowcase fresh, you would hope the person warming up those sheets are clean and fresh too. I saved the best for last, but first I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it. It really works. 1. Shot girl. You like hanging out all night in clubs and doing shots? If so, this may be the job for you. Professional shot girls work in some of the best clubs in the world. Cities like Miami, Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago have some of the coolest nightclubs in the United States. Women who work as shot girls in the VIP sections of the clubs make bank to the tune of $500,000 per year. Clearly, to do this job, you've got to be in great shape. People don't want to take body shots off of girls with cellulite all over their ass. Plus, the outfits these shot girls wear leave little to the imagination. It also helps if you've got a permanent tan, huge and awesome hair. All these things can be bought, of course, if you're a good enough shot girl. You'll make enough money to afford all these things and more. And imagine the number of hot, wealthy men you'll be meeting while pouring shots. There are girls who start out being a shot girl to pay their way through college and end up doing it for years. It's hard to give up $500K a year to be a social worker or a teacher. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and if you did, well, it's your lucky day. For every person that likes this video, we'll deliver a cloud full of unicorns to your house. They're on their way right now. Open your door and let them in. Thanks for watching, and have an excellent day.